He's pretty. Oh, Grizzly Hills music.
Oh shit.
My jam. And you walk up, and then there's some gates.
And Nathan's jabroni.
I'm assuming there's.
Oh fuck! Is Nathan's jabroni still
there.
here? Shit. Fuck. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Not like this.
I'm assuming there's some dwarven guards outside the gates.
Yeah.
Well, Grizz, this is your shining moment.
Oh.
Ah, a dwarf. What
Yes,
is your business here?
we're here to talk to the Thane. Good dwarven brethren.
Ah, the last dwarf head that came here that tried to talk to the Thane. This is our new dwarf to replace the old dwarf. Oh. Well, if that's the case, yeah, come on in.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And then they open up the gate for you.
Jesus, that was easy. This is gonna be easier than I thought.
It almost feels like what was controlling the dwarves just not in the mood to have more conversation.
So you guys reach the thing, he agrees with you, you leave, alright.
So,
And they're with me.
we gathered by them being with you.
Well, exactly.
Blowing it. You're blowing
The keeps the giant building up in the middle in the back there. You can't miss it. It is true. You can't miss it. So as you enter the fucking town, it's busy. You see people of like all races and stuff. There's craftsmen, there's traders, there's more of these dwarven guards. You do notice that there are some refugees milling about, but definitely fewer than there were in the camp. The ones who do seem to be here seem, you can tell from their clothes that, well, they're still refugees and they definitely look out of place. They're a little better off than some of the ones that are in the camp.
Well, I guess you should make your way to the keep. We don't really have any other business here.
Yeah, we're heading towards
Nope.
that big ass
We got
middle building.
thing to do here. Let's go. Full sprint. We're there.
So,
I activate my sails of sprinting and striding and sprint alongside Balthassar.
So you guys make your way to the fucking, the keep. And the door is actually just sort of open. So you walk in. And there's,
This is the easiest place to rob ever.
there is a dwarf, like, I guess secretary, that's what you'd call him. He's like, visitors, you're new. What are you here for?
Greetings, sir. My name is Grizzly Dungledoin. You can call me Grizz. We're here to speak to the Thane on behalf of the Shining Blade.
I see. Do you have an appointment?
Panic! We do
No.
not.
No, panic is the trigger word.
We do not, sadly. Could we have one?
Well, I'll see what's going on and see if we
Pipe
can.
up. I say this is urgent business, so probably.
Well, I still gotta go ask him if he's seeing
Bring him
people.
out now.
I
Don't say that.
the dwarf slides off of his stool and shuffles away.
I activate invisibility and follow close behind.
No, do you?
Assassination.
No, I don't care that much about it. I don't want to go see him take a piss.
We
No,
take
few
a
minutes-
ticket from the little thing.
And a few minutes later, he comes back. There are actual closed doors, like behind the desk and shit. Comes back, he goes through the door, and he's like, "You're in luck." He waves you over.
All right, well, let's go.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Ouch.
And
Ouch.
just our great Thane is training right now, but he'll see. He does like to show visitors his skills.
What a name.
I kind of lean into Grizz and like, so I've never actually talked to a dwarven clan lord before. What do you call him? What's his title? Besides Thane, I like
You
him.
remember that they were referring to him as Thane.
Yes, Thane. Grizz never met anybody of noble stature like this either, so he's a little scared.
You go through. There's immediately after the doors. There's this sort of great dining hall, and it has a throne at the end. It's decorated with all of these ornate carvings and things, and there are some guards and political-looking types milling about.
There's a very pleasant violin quartet playing the song in the.
The steward, that's what we're gonna call him, steward. He takes you past, and behind the throne there's sort of an antechamber, and there's some doors, and through one of the doors he opens it up, and there is this huge hall, and it looks like a target range. There are various dummies and targets and stones placed around these halls. You notice in front of, and there's some like equipment at the sides and stuff. And in the target range, at first you think it is a very small man, but it becomes apparent that it is in fact a very large dwarf. With just these huge goddamn hammers, bigger than he is. He has two strapped on his back and one in each hand.
That's 4 hammers.
And he's like 5 feet tall, and
Holy fuck!
he's
That's extremely tall for a dwarf.
it's like I said, at first you thought he was a small man, but it became apparent that he is a large dwarf. And he is dripping with muscles, and he throws
That's 4 hammers.
that is 4 hammers. And he throws one of his hammers down in like 80 feet, and it bullseyes like this stone target and shatters it. He's like, "Ha ha! Another!"
Okay,
Grizzly's
I
like,
threw
oh!
the guy threw a hammer 80 feet. That's fucking insane. You know what the normal range is for like a throwing weapon? 10
Wow.
or 15 feet.
Did you roll for that?
He has a feat. He has a feat.
Christ.
There is an epic level feat that lets you just throw things horrifying.
Are they considered epic level once we're above level 10?
No, 20.
20.
Oh, okay.
The guy's fucking
Damn.
like
Jesus.
25th level. Alright, make sure not to mess with this guy.
Yeah, that's extremely impressive.
As he threw the hammer,
I
like
Sindrik annoys him.
there were like spiraling lightning bolts and a roar like a dragon as he threw it.
Jesus Christ.
Yo,
And it
pun's great.
hits the fucking thingy, and after a second
Grizz
he
face, dude.
does a flourish with his hand, and the hammer shoots back out and returns to his hand.
He's fucking Thor.
Well, Grizz, I kind of nudged Grizz. I'm like, here's your
Go ahead.
opportunity.
Grizz feels
Alright.
2 feet tall.
Nah, the steward
Grizz
sort
face.
of walks up over to Thane, and he's like, "Sir, we have visitors, envoys from the Shining Blade." And he sets his hammers down on the ground, and they're heavy enough that they just sort of sit there on their heads. They don't tip over. And he turns around and he is like, "Ah, yes, the shining... a dwarf!"
Hello, sir! Your skills are truly awesome.
Yes. He walks just right up to you and shakes your hand.
Oh,
You look like a fine... yeah, take 3d8 damage.
oh my god.
Don't.
His presence.
He shakes your hand and sort of pats you on the shoulder strongly. You're a good, strong-looking dwarf.
Well, thank you very much. I'm trying my best.
Next to him, you sort of have to look up to look at him. You don't feel very strong.
Well, of course, nothing compared to yourself, though. God damn.
Good genetics and years of practice will get you very far.
Very far indeed.
Just very far. Just like my hammers.
I nudge whoever's next to me to laugh too.
That'd probably be me, because I just kind of go,
I'm just gonna be laughing at the situation. I'm gonna laugh anyway.
Well,
I quietly go invisible and just hide.
So, you're Thane von... where's the name? God damn it. Thane von Hammerstrimmer, am I right?
That is I. The second. My grandfather was Roderick before me, and... well, we don't talk about my son.
We've actually, come across your son, my Thane. Is he?
I owe you an apology then.
His methods are quite interesting.
They are abhorrent.
Tell him you lost to him in combat.
I'm totally glossing over that.
I just do not know how a runt like that could spring forth from my loin. And his mother, she's a strong dwarf as well. It's as if we have been cursed by the gods. Perhaps they spent too much wonderment on me and my father, and now we're stuck. He makes indicates, very short. Because Roderick's like sub 4 feet. He's fucking tiny.
He's a lot smaller than me.
Now we're stuck with this. But I don't need to let him lead the clan one day, so... But enough about this topic. What brings you to Stormhold? And then you hear some... There's some clamoring down the halls. You hear, "Wait! Wait!" and it bursts through the door. I'm sorry. You hear a thud at the door like somebody's trying to burst through. Then you hear a second one. And it's like, "God damn it, this goddamn door." And you fling around with the handle and fucking... Then, you hear the door unlocks, and there's a pause, and then he bursts through the door. "Are you trying to conduct..." fucking fancy music. "Are you trying to conduct official Shining Blade business without your envoy, son?"
Oh god.
What if he just kills his son?
You'd be a pretty evil son of a bitch to do that.
What are these people doing here, father? They were sent to negotiate on behalf of the Shining Blade. But I was sent to negotiate on behalf of the Shining Blade. Yes, well, can you do this? And he turns around and he picks up a hammer and chucks it and smashes another rock down the range and brings it back. Let me see your goddamn bows do that, boy. And it's just like, oh, you want to see him do that? And he takes out his crossbow and loads an arrow, and he shoots it. And sure enough, there is lightning, and there's a roar like a cannon shot. And, you know, it hits a rock and sticks into it. You see, even with a machine, you can't beat the strength of my arm. I'll do you proud yet, old man. I doubt it. They just sort of stare at each other for a few seconds. And then it's too late, and we're not gonna get stuck up in more fucking bullshit. Sorry, Colin. Roderick steps back and he looks at you guys and he's like, "Oh, where's the elf?"
The elf? Tyrion, you mean? The one that bested you in that, archery contest?
Only... What? You got bested by an elf? He shot me!
He did shoot him in mid-contest. It was ridiculous. But need mind you, this is the worst archer I've ever met in my entire life. He shot me during battle multiple times.
You know, if I were Haywood, I would bring up the fact that he also shot himself in the middle of the contest, but I'm not Haywood, so I can't.
Yeah, you right. Don't pay attention to my son. What is your business here?
Our business? We're just looking to see how the relations between the Shining Blade and your great Stormhold here is. We want to improve them.
Well, step one. Take this one, and he grabs the third. I guess I can't just call them Roderick because they're both Roderick. You could take this one out of my hair, and he sort of tosses him at you. Roderick stumbles over and he gets up and sort of dusts his legs off as if he's very used to this. I don't know what those Shining Blade want from me. They have their guards. I've even taken in some of the refugees from them. I don't see the threats they talk about. We are strong and secure here.
Well, the White Mantle are expanding their territory, and I suppose it's close enough to Stormhold that they just wish to form an alliance with you in case it does get closer.
It has gotten closer, and we've driven them back. That's why the White Mantle aren't in my territory.
I don't see how they could possibly get any closer with how awesome your hammer-throwing ability is.
I didn't even need to engage them directly.
But, obviously, are you able to defend the city on your own?
I mean, just me? Maybe, but...
It's a strong possibility. I'd give you that, but... If the numbers become even greater, we might need all the help we can get.
I've sent guards to their camp. I can't tell my men to go running around on a wild goose chase.
And did you say step one was to take the third here? What, do you want us to take him along with us, or what was that again?
Anywhere but here. They've elected you as the new envoy. You don't talk half as much as him. You don't seem like you want to stay over in that room constantly in my hair.
I also don't want to battle rap you.
Oh, don't get me started. Well, father, if you didn't want me in your hair, maybe you shouldn't have had a son. You were supposed to be strong like your grandfather, child. Look at you.
Roderick, have you told your father about your exploits in Odongo?
He doesn't even care that we won the tournament. He says it was only by the goodwill of others. You lost in your one-on-one combat. You can't carry yourself. You have to get others to carry them for you.
Who beat him? Was it Nathan?
It was Nathan.
I forgot about that. Shit.
Well, perhaps if we bring him back to camp with us, he can train and make you proud and get even stronger.
Why did you just put the camera in your drink, Sawyer?
Wait, what? Did he?
Cup's a little bit full there. Oops.
Oopsie.
I looked up for a second while I was pouring it, and it is right to the rim.
What does that have to do with your camera?
Because I wanted to show Joe.
Oh. Okay.
I made the mistake of giving him control of shot intake.
That's a mistake. So is Twitch chat working? Because, like, I don't see any messages in it.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, you might have to refresh.
Colin says he wants to battle rap about daddy issues.
Maybe later. No, I don't want to watch a fucking Conan Exiles ad.
Oh, is there dong flopping around in it? That's what that game's all about.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's working now. Apparently it wasn't counting me as watching either, so that's weird. But yes, take him away from me. If he trains, he'll just shoot his shooty things and not do a real man's training. Yes, father, I will shoot my shooty things, and I will shoot them damn well. I can do things you could never even see or dream of. I'm the only one. Juggling pieces of wood are not useful things. I don't care if they shoot things and you sometimes hit them.
Oh man, Grizz can kind of relate to Roderick now. Because of his issues with his family. It's fucked up.
God, that's not a sentence you ever want to say.
No.
I don't care what rank these people have given you or what you've done with those damn mercenaries to the north. You've got to prove to me you'll be strong enough to take over this clan.
Boy.
And you're not. You're not on the way to that by any means. So yeah, it'll continue on like this forever.
I feel like, is there something I'm supposed to ask him? Cause I
you were like just supposed to introduce yourselves.
Oh,
so
okay.
that they yeah.
That's what, okay.
Well, I just wanted to come on behalf of the whatever the fuck they're called and throw our cards on the table and introduce myself, sir. It's great to meet you.
Yes, it's nice. It's nice to be sent a real dwarf to talk with. Instead of this goddamn gnome I have for a son.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Well, we're going to go kill some white mantle now. Goodbye, sir.
Splendid. Remember to take this one with you.
Yes. I mean, we have kind of a full party at the okay.
I mean, just away from here.
Do you have like a leash or anything? Does he like to wander off?
Just grab him by the beard. He's not strong enough to fight back against it.
We will be on our way. And we leave.
Cool. You leave the keep, the steward ushers you out, and now you'll see what I have to deal with.
He's quite a monstrosity, that one. He's huge.
Did you see how far he could throw those hammers? That was incredibly impressive.
It's not anything. I can do so much better.
You can?
I don't know. One. Did you see the size of his arms? He's my father. I know how long his arms are. They're almost as big as mine. And I'm almost 3 feet taller than he is. I can see why he's the leader. It takes more than big arms to be a leader. I disagree. And the conversation continues like this on. Go and deposit him at the base camp.
Yeah. So we don't want to pick up Colin at the base camp either?
No, we're not gonna pick up Colin at the base
Okay.
camp. Sorry, Colin.
Let's go fuck
Yeah.
shit up.
Ready or?
We've already spent like
There'd be
2
a lot
hours.
of talking, so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Let's
We've
go
already
fuck
spent
shit
like
up.
2 hours talking. So
I mean, we can still pick him up at the base camp, like if he's ready for tonight. But
we're gonna hold off.
okay.
I don't want to be a dick, but I'm gonna be a dick. It's the way she goes.
Way she goes, Rick. Way she goes.
It's just the way the news goes. So, you guys took some time between your traveling and your running around, your extensive meetings and all that shit. It's getting to be in the evening. Presumably you stopped to eat lunch somewhere. Maybe in town, maybe at the camp. People have food at the camp, so that's nice. So once you drop him off, you gonna head right out?
Yep.
We're
Sweet.
not even bringing him with him or with us. We're just dropping him off at the camp.
Oh yeah, you are definitely just dropping him off. Well, no, if you want to bring him with you instead of one of the 2 people you have with
Nope.
you right now. Well, it's decided then. You're bringing him with you. I know.
I mean, having supposedly seen the tournament, Sindrik has no reason to not want to bring him because he won the tournament. So
He was less impactful than the other members of his party at the tournament.
I
and,
thought he was the only one that didn't get. I thought he was the only one that got down, but we didn't down any of them, did we?
You downed Alicia, because she was the tank, so she kind of got in all of yours face, and she was giving Iron Guard's glare to everybody. So you were like, man, gotta take care of this if we want to kill any of those people.
All right.
And then
And we all
then all
drowned
of you...
ourselves.
yeah, exactly. Hey, so
So-
he's BRB in a few minutes, but we'll so I guess I'll use the restroom really quick then.
That's a good time
Maybe.
to take
Yeah.
I mean, we
quick
could
break.
just do like a quickie, like, oh hey, we picked up Colin. We talked to him. He seemed cool. He's with our group now.
I'm gonna go to the restroom and get a beer.
But the thing is, Sawyer, Colin has never had a level 12 character before, or whatever level we are. And
That's fair.
Bear hasn't like gone through with him like all of his shit, so
Oh,
it'd be
okay.
a lot to go through.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.